Hi, and welcome back to Richard Readings. I'm going to do a little bit something different. So I'm going to do some weekly readings for the collective. This is going to be for the week of July 9th through July 15th. I just tried to start recording and immediately there was a fire truck and there was a dog howling at the same time. So I was like, wow, okay, energy is here. So I'm just going to kind of go into what we can expect for this upcoming week. This is a collective read, so it can resonate with all signs. I'm going to start doing it that way, and we'll see where it goes. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it. If you enjoy this, like and subscribe. You can find me on Instagram mainly at Richard Readings, and yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. So show us for July through July 15th what we can expect as a collective. There we go. All right, so interesting. So we have the King of Wands here. So the King of Wands is very determined fire energy. Like I said, there was just a fire truck that happened. So I feel like there could be, I just heard whistleblower. I don't know why that just came to my head, but there could be a lot coming to the light right now around certain individuals, especially masculines in the collective. This is talking about like on a grand scale. So I'm talking about like the world on like large when I'm talking about this. So this is talking about like masculines that need to communicate that they are in a state of depression or loss. I just heard without you. So many of you have actually stepped away from masculines in your life, and now they are trying to come back in because they feel that they are in a state of loss. For some, I feel like there's not so great information coming out about these people. So take that as you will. There's certain masculines that need to communicate that are going through a loss. I just heard news. So I feel like on a grand scale, we're going to see some older men basically coming into the forefront of media because there's some sort of scandal around them. And it's going to be reported with this Knight of, or Prince of Swords, which is a knight card. It's going to be reported. So I feel like this stuff is recorded. This is a loss, and this is at the expense of these masculines. What else do we want to know about this information? In your life on a micro scale, that might be people around you who are finally, yes, justice, dang. That is what I'm saying. That is really what I'm just saying. So yeah, there's a lot of karma taking place in the collective right now for the overarching masculine structure, for the patriarchal structure. And I think things that have been done in the dark are starting to come out, and the karma for those things are starting to be paid. So people are reaping the reward / punishment for the energy that they've been putting out. What are these two cards? The Wheel of Fortune and Judgment. Holy... It's literally what I'm saying. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying that this is a destined outcome. This is a part of judgment for these people. Everything needs to come to the light. It's very karmic. This is karma. And this is going to be, you're going to see this in the form of legal battles. You're going to see this in the form of media reporting on certain people this week. I'm hearing like celebrities, even like some big names may actually come out. And there might be reports about the things that these people have done that they've kept hidden, and now it's starting to come out into the forefront of our society, and you're going to start seeing it, and it's like timing. It's like saying it is time. They can no longer get away with these things. I feel like it's been a part of the patriarchal structure, the capitalist society, and even just the way that society is set up on a whole right now, that these people have been getting away with these things. And I feel like there's been a lot of stagnancy lately in a lot of people's lives because karma has basically been preparing everyone for these events that are about to take place. So I'm speaking about this on your own life. There's dogs barking outside, like again. This is a pretty big energy. I'm speaking on your macro level of like what's going to happen in the whole structure of the world right now. There's been about 4 months of stagnancy where things haven't really been going in the way that they felt like they needed to. Things felt stuck. I feel like a lot of people are feeling stuck right now, and it's because something is about to give. It's almost like the earth has been preparing us and putting us in this period of rest, because when all of this stuff starts to come out, it's going to be big. It's going to be like boom, shocking, like legal battles, a bunch of stuff that's going to be playing out. And it's all fated to happen this way. So you need to understand that this is what is about to happen, and it's timing for it in the world. So I don't think that there's anything that can really stop this. I don't think that there's anything that can really hold this back at this point. It's almost like these people have had enough time doing this, and things have slowed down in the world because they've been trying to hold on to whatever kind of power that they had to prevent this knowledge or this information from coming out. But it is too late. Pleasure and Queen of Wands. So this is definitely about like the feminine rising. The feminine power is rising and taking pleasure even in the fact that some of these masculines are going down. On the other side of this, it could be that there's a lot of partnerships forming. This is very sultry energy. So pleasure, and with this Queen and King of Wands energy, it's saying that there's potentially new people coming into your life that are going to be very passionate towards you. And this is going to be a very passionate bond. I know this is totally opposite of what seems like the energy on a whole is on the higher scale, because there's a lot of masculines that are getting their karma for things that have happened. But it seems like on the other side of things, there are partnerships that are going to be formed that are going to be extremely powerful and going to be extremely potent, especially in like a passionate kind of sense. So this could be a very big time for a lot of people, like kind of having like dates or more than dates, and really teaming up with people that it's a very strong, passionate connection. Show me a little bit more about that, please. This is for the, okay, thank you. Defeat. Defeat and walking away. The Tower and the Seven of Cups. So there's people that are basically walking away from the options that they used to have, and people that are getting karma for the options that they used to have. So some of these people are partnerships. Like in the collective, there's partnerships where the masculine has basically stepped out and done things in the dark, and now judgment is about to unfold for these partnerships. And so some of these may not last, but some of these may form new partnerships. So some masculines might be walking away from their Queen of Wands is here. So partnerships might be dissolving for some people, and new partnerships might be beginning at the same time. So you need to just, this is big because this is very transitional energy. It's saying like a tower is coming out here. So that's very like shocking information. This should be a pretty big week is what I'm getting. There's a pretty big week incoming for us. So I'm hearing that there's on a global or on a worldwide scale, there's going to be changes, big changes, having to deal with masculines getting their karma for doing things that were not right, and that being the reason that things have been feeling so stagnant. The world is speeding up, and these partnerships, new partnerships are forming that are going to be extremely strong and extremely potent. But also some of these masculines are getting their karma, and it's actually like defeating them. Like this is being found out, like having people walk away from them because of the options playing that they had. But this is also about people being targeted, I'm hearing. Like people's are being defamed. So I'm hearing a lot of defaming coming out in the next couple weeks. But some of this is going to be true and some of it's not going to be true. So I think we're going to have to be really discerning on what is happening. because there's also this eye in the sky kind of knocking everything down. So I do feel like on a grand scale, like power is going to be changing. Worry, yeah, so this is something potentially for some people to be worried about. But if you've been on the right side of karma throughout this situation, you don't have anything to be worried about, because it's saying that you will be fine. Like, you are going to come out of this situation and even move into better partnerships for yourself, like higher level partnerships for yourself. Wow, this is really a lot. So this is like, it's always big when you read like the week for the collective, because you get everything at once. Futility. So I feel like there's gonna be attempts to stop this, attempts to stop this karma from coming into effect, attempts to stop this tower from falling, but it's going to be futile. So it means that nothing is really going to work. So the people that are on the right side of karma here, they may be feeling under pressure, like facing attacks, facing defamation, like I said before. But it's not going to result in anything coming together, especially if these are people who do not have a karmic punishment that they're deserving of. It's almost like people are trying to push the karma off of these masculines who are actually deserving of the karma, onto even like Queen of Wands energies who aren't deserving of the karma. And these Queen of Wands energies are rising and actually putting that karma off. So this is going to play out in marriages. This is going to play out in relationships. This is going to play out in workplaces. This is going to play out in multiple different places at this time. Okay, let's keep going. This is huge. So we got the Peace, Death, and the Emperor card. So, I mean, I'm just being honest with you. Some of you may have some, like power figures dying, actually like passing on, with that Death card. So there could be a lot of, because it's saying peace, like this is how it's supposed to happen. And it's also talking about the transformations that are happening within, so that certain people can rise and certain people are going to fall. This is really feeling like a change of hands. Like some of these old men that were in charge of the system, it seems like, are really falling at this point, and these new emperors are rising at this point. And it's talking about peace. It's talking about like finding a sense of peace in the middle of all of that. So this is a very, can you tell me anything about that? They want to get away with it. There's definitely lies. They feel like they can get away with it, but it's not going to happen this time. I feel like this is the kind of stuff that these people have been doing for a long time, and they've always gotten away with it in the past, and no longer. It's like the universe and the world is saying no at this point. Like, you've had your time. You didn't choose to come back into right alignment with what you're supposed to be doing here. You're still taking advantage of people. You're still hurting people intentionally. You're still knowing that you're not doing the right thing and not choosing to become better. And so because of that, certain people are losing their power. Certain people are going to be falling in the system. And other people are going to be coming into power very quickly, is what I'm hearing, like almost overnight. Some people are gonna be like being raised up very quickly because they earned it. Like, and this isn't an earned it as in they worked and worked and worked for it through the system. This isn't earned it as in like the world sees them and is lifting them up because they are deserving of the power, whereas other people are not. And those are the people that are going to fall, and most of them are going to be men. And I'm hearing most of them are going to be old men that have been in charge of the situation for a really long time. And it seems like this new wave of emperors is rising, really, at this time. This new wave of emperors is rising up at this time. So that can look like you dealing with certain people in your life, and you having dealt with those people for years or months or a long time, and it never working out because they want to abuse their power that they have over you, over the things that they have around them, and it's falling. It's all going to happen really instantaneously when it actually does, because I'm hearing that karma has been waiting and taking tabs and watching and just seeing like who's gonna do what, like how deep are these people gonna get in the crap before the tower needs to fall. And that's what is being accounted for, because I think that these people have had multiple times where they could have voiced the truth and they have not. So it's about to fall down, and that's happening this week. So you're gonna see a lot of public figures having that play out. The moon, this is due to the Capricorn moon that we're in. The Capricorn is the sign of karma to a degree. Usually Libra, the Justice card, and Capricorn are about karma, but Capricorn is more about power and having control, and it can be about utilizing power in an incorrect way. So this moon cycle is really bringing a lot of that to an end. Wow, this is this is quite a bit. Let me just kind of... There's a light. That's what I'm hearing. There's a light, there's a light, there's a light. So a lot of people have been blocked in their success due to these power-hungry emperors who are now falling. And a lot of the people that have been working for their success over time and haven't been getting it are going to get it. And it's almost going to be like an instantaneous overnight change, like coming into fame overnight, coming into a large amount of money overnight, inheritance, things like this. And it's all playing out really quickly this week for people. Let's see what's jumping. King of Pentacles, that's what I'm saying, is like a lot of money changing hands. People coming in with big amounts of money that is going to change power dynamics. For many women in particular, like these Queen of Wands, like coming into a lot of money and passing it along to the people that really need it. So it could be even these Queen of Wands that were tied into these King of Wands that also didn't know what was going on. They might be kind of getting a lot of money out of this situation and coming forward and passing it along to the true new emperors that are going to be rising here. This is giving me like, I'm hearing like magician kings and things like that, like this new wave of men and women who are supposed to be rising up in power at this time, and this old archaic power structure falling down and people not being able to cling to it anymore. I didn't intend for this reading to get this deep, but here we are. The Seven of Wands, so this is victory. A lot of people know this is going to happen. So there's some people that have been watching and waiting for this to happen. Like they knew that there was going to be a victory in the situation. They saw it from the beginning. I just heard supporting character. So a lot of these people are like supporting characters in people's lives that have been watching and waiting for all of this to happen. And now that it's all about to happen, it's a victory. They see it as a victory. So some of you know and have known that this was going to happen. If this is like within relationships, there could have been people on the outside of this that knew more deeply what was going on and they didn't speak on it. See, there's options here being played. So for many of you, there were infidelities with these masculines, with these King of Wandses, and they were playing options. and there were other people that knew that this was taking place, and they just basically waited and watched, and now are going to see it fall down for these King of Wandses. And when that actually happens, it seems like the power is going to switch hands, and the people that are deserving of this reward, of this victory, are now going to be getting it. So if there have been some feminines that have been waiting on like a King of Wands energy, fiery energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, doesn't have to be, but on these kinds of energies that are sort of power hungry to change, I feel like the wait is over, because these people didn't take advantage of the change. They took advantage of everyone else around them. So they didn't change. They took advantage of people around them instead of changing. So now it seems like karma's coming in and saying, no, we're not playing this anymore. The games are done. And in fact, we're going to now raise up these feminines that have been waiting for these changes, because they have actually proved themselves more so than these masculines. Wow. And this is happening on a large scale. And the masculines, see, this fell right on top of the Queen of Wands. So these masculines a lot of the time have been trying to block out the power of these feminines. So they don't want people to see how powerful these feminines actually are, because if people saw that, then everything would change. It wouldn't be about them anymore. It would be about the feminines. So this is really about feminine energy rising in the world at this time. Okay, let's go to some oracle. This is pretty intense, so you'll have to let me know in the comments what really is going on, how this plays out in your life. Virtual fog, it's really still, I'm hearing you're not going to be able to prepare for this really. This is going to be one of those things where the karma is instantaneous, and there's nothing that anyone can really do to prevent it or see it ahead of time. It's almost being kept out of the ethers on purpose so that people can't prepare for it, because it's really coming down to like the real people who are deserving of this are going to get it, and the people who are not are going to lose it. This is evolution. So this is a change on a big scale. For many of you, this is the dynamic of relationships that are automatically going to change all of a sudden, and that things will go from like feeling one way, feeling like this oppressive energy, to switching around and power changing overnight. So this could be a lot of court cases actually. So some of you are going to be having like really quick separations, self-love, because I think people haven't been giving themselves the love that they really needed, and they've been looking for it in other people, and they've been looking for it in the wrong places, like looking for love in all the wrong places. And these people have been pretending like they were the person to give that, but they weren't. They're not. They could have been. They had their opportunities to change, but they didn't take them. So now they're getting smacked down. So, and these Queen of Wands are saying, you know, like, screw that. I'm going to love on myself now, and I'm going to show how powerful I am. No longer am I going to put myself as a secondary behind this masculine energy. I'm going to stand on my own and take care of myself because I can, and I'm good at it. And that's what people haven't been seeing. You haven't been letting people recognize your strength. And now is the time that you let people recognize your strength. Authenticity, exactly. Take the masks off. Especially for these feminines, if you know you're powerful and you know you have, like, you're smart, you're talented, and you continue to put yourself second behind a man, it's time to remove that. And I think a lot of you are going to be snatching the masks off of certain people in your life as well. Certain people who are lying or manipulating, you're going to be snatching the masks off of these people as well. Star seeds. It's because the real, like, star seeds are about to awaken. If they are not already awakened, they're awakening right now. And it's about revealing themselves. So a lot of these feminines are actually star seeds, and you have been sourced basically by these masculines. You have given your gifts and your talents away to these masculines who have been taking advantage of it and utilizing it for their own purposes. And this is not happening anymore. Tree of Life. You need to take this time to really connect inward and outward. Like, you need to go inside deeply, meditate, connect to your root, but also transcend and try and see the higher picture of things and really connect with your intuition. So you may need to rest at this time during this week. Many of you might need to take some days off, actually, because the vibration of the world is just changing. These feminines, as this power passes from hand to hand, the vibration of them is going to ascend rapidly, and people are needing to like sit down basically so that they can have enough time to process all of these changes and all of this energy that's going to come in. I'm going to put this carnelian on top of that because I do feel like it's going to start with a lot of kundalini activations. Like, this is going to start in the root chakra and kind of go all the way up. So many people are going to become kundalini activated this week. Like a new wave of people becoming activated this week. Perfectionism. Many of you have put off these changes because you didn't think you were good enough. And that's really what it's coming down to. Like I said, you've always been comparing yourself to other people or letting other people tell you how strong you were. And it's time to... You don't need people to tell you how strong you are. You don't need people to tell you what you're capable of anymore. You already know. And you haven't told people because you haven't wanted to step on any toes. But guess what? These people have been walking all over you and others in their lives and lying and being deceitful just to get away with having power in the situation. So it's time for that to end. And these other people, these King of Swords that have watched that happen, they're going to see it all play out right before their eyes. Inner alchemy. This is all going to happen right before our eyes. Like, this is going to start happening on a pretty big scale. I know many of you have already kind of thought that this was going to happen, or having feelings like the world really is changing right now. Like, the dynamics of your marriage are changing, the dynamics of your family are changing, friend groups, your job has been not so great for a while. There's been deception around what you're doing, and you've kind of been having downloads about what is really happening in the situation. Well, it's all about to take place in this next week. So between now and the 15th, I'm seeing that probably within the next 3 days, a lot of this information is going to come out, and then it's going to be for you to basically process the information, and these changes are going to happen quite rapidly when the information is processed. I just heard a big breath, like exhaling. I think a lot of you have been holding your breath for these things to happen for so long, and you're finally going to get to exhale because you're going to see that you were in fact correct when you had these visions about what was going on. And many of you have been used as a source, and yes, I mean used as a source, and people have intentionally used you as a source. So it's time for you to heal. So when these changes take place, you're going to want to exhale. You're going to want to take a seat for a minute, and you're going to want to process everything. So I feel like by the end of the week, you're really going to be in a totally different frame of mind. And it's going to be one where you're active, like you're actively fighting and moving forward in your life. This is for the feminines, because power is going to change hands so fast when this all takes place. It's going to be in a matter of days. For some of you, even faster than that, like overnight. Energy exchange. Oh my God. Yeah, like the energy is going to exchange Like, it is going to pass, and you're going to figure out who now can actually exchange energy with you correctly. So there's going to be a lot of changes within your life, romantically and otherwise. You're going to need to take a moment to sit and rest, like find your time in this situation. Even if that means taking a day off of work, do it, because there's a lot of lies. You need to be very careful. You need to trust your intuition, like your natural wisdom that's coming in for you. Because I think people have been telling you that you can't do what you are doing, and you already know that you can. So it's time for you to listen to yourself. All right, I think I'm gonna start to wind this down. I'm gonna pull, I'm gonna do a couple things just to end it. I'm gonna like try and pendulum over my deck here to see what card it wants us to take as a summary for this. Show me what to summarize for this. Oh, okay. Wow, the Ace of Swords. Are these all in reverse? Yeah, so I think the truth is going to come out. The truth is here. You're going to get clarity on what's been going on. It's all going to happen very quickly. So you're being basically warned to take the time to do that. I also am going to pull from my little crystal bowl to see what it wants to pull out. It wants this. Okay, and it wants this. So this wax has fallen out. So I think wax is like what happens when the candle melts everything away. So I feel like everything is going to be burned away in the situation, and what's left is what you're going to be really working with. You also got this, which is like a sea stone. It's very flat, and it's, let me see, what do you want me to know about this? Hardened under pressure. Okay, so a lot of you have become hardened under pressure, like a diamond almost. Like you have felt like you've been flattened down over and over and over and over and over. And that's because it was transforming you. It was basically allowing the runoff of this explosive energy to be what you work with. So this has been a very difficult cycle for you up to a year. It's coming to an end. It's going to be a pretty intense ending. For some of you, explosive. So hang on to your hats, basically, is what I'm hearing from that. Okay. Please tell me how this resonates with you in the comments below. Let's try and like be there for each other as things change in this world, since it seems like it's going to be happening really quickly. And take care of yourselves. Again, this is Richard Readings. Take care. Bye-bye.